So now you're telling me I'm not rude. That's good.
Te acabo de decir que yo he hecho la 4 y la 6.
I'm also getting more polite.
Mikel.
And
1 minute, Yannick,
Just
1
play
minute.
relaxed and have some fun.
We have to
We'll
wait
win.
1 minute.
Yeah, te estoy diciendo.
Okay.
and welcome back.
No,
I
but
will-
she's a little bit.
And welcome back.
Telling
how
him,
fast it
please,
starts.
quickly, because we always are slowly.
Yannick, no, we have to wait. Oh my God.
Yeah. I say everyone is
And
waiting.
welcome back live
She's in another
on
rhythm.
Dutch
so-
Masters Curling Mixed Doubles here at Curling Band Zoetermeer. Stop on the World Curling Tour. You are live here with us, Championship Finals. It is pretty much an all-Spain battle here on center sheet. We have Ortega and Unana versus Garcia and Botcher. Brennan is Botcher is from Canada. He is the coach of Ranzu and her brother Gonzalez, who's unfortunately not here this weekend. So Brennan stepping into a player role, having a very successful tournament here. So far undefeated. Both of these teams heading into the final. Both teams were qualified directly to the semifinal, missed the quarterfinal, winning their semifinal match, and are meeting up here for the first time in this tournament. This is maybe a preempt to the Spanish championships. So expecting some great curling and good opportunity to see some great strategies and some great game here. Brendan and Amansu defeated Sven Michel and Michel Yagi in their semifinal match in a really good game. Lots of great shots, lots of great cheers, good passion on the ice, and taking the win. And the other Spanish team defeated Team Norway with an absolutely brilliant draw to the white, the center button, for the win. And really close game. So, in action here, mixed doubles if you're new to watching the sport. It is teams of 2 players. The first player delivers the first and the 5th stone. The second player delivers the 3 stones in the middle. Those can change throughout a game.
Wait's good.
In rotation. However, they cannot change between ends. Whoever throws the first must throw the last. 5 stones are delivered each end. 2 stones are placed stationary in the game. The team with the last stone draw, that's an advantage, hammer, is placed at the back of the forefoot. The red circle in the middle you see on your screen. And the team without the hammer is placed in a guard position. You can still see that blue stone at the front of the house, up in front, halfway down between the hog line and the house. Each team is given 5 delivered stones. You cannot remove a stone from play until after the first stone. So 4th delivered stone, 5th stone in play. And that is including stones in the house. In men's and women's or traditional curling, they have a 4 rock zone rule, where you can't remove guard stones. You can remove stones in play, but in mixed doubles, you cannot remove any stone from play. So you create a little bit different dynamic with the tactics. A few more stones in play, a little more bumping and
Just
angles.
top 4, eh? Oh.
And that stone gets replaced. It was taken out a little too early. Cannot be removed. It can be bumped and moved around, but it cannot be removed from play. A little too hard on that, so that stone goes back into the position.
Was your draw fully up to speed from last game, or was it not quite? Was it a little slow still?
So both teams coming up a little heavy here and getting in behind the T-line.
That's what I thought. So
Essentially, you really like to sit in front of the T-line, blocking off the scoring zone. Brendan will be looking at putting this down at the top of the forefoot would be really ideal.
Heavy.
Right out of his hand, he's calling it heavy.
It's heavy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. No.
We're pretty close.
No, 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 no. No, no.
And good feel out of his hand to know that he was a little bit warm.
That's fine.
Sits on the T-line. He really would come up a little bit shorter there, not leaving any room for Spain to put one on top. Freeze it onto the pin, onto the white. Both Spanish players on this team play with their men's and women's teams for Spain. So do a lot of competing. Also competing for the last few years in mixed doubles. Unfortunately, I don't believe they've been to the mixed doubles worlds yet. They will be playing off to try and qualify for Ostersund. And
Top 4.
Atento, línea, atento, todavía no.
Ratsu, playing here with Brendan, is
Top 4, back 4.
9-time Spanish champion. Has been to 9 World Mixed Doubles Championships,
Back 4.
winning a bronze medal in 2013.
Dale, muy bien.
Who is shot?
Todavía podría haber caído un pelín más, ¿no?
We are?
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
So a really nice freeze there by Mikel.
1, 2, 3.
Comes down, sits on top of it. Brendan's going to go down to take a look. You really want to make sure that you hit your angles right and fill up a full advantage of what stones are going to be laying around when you're done.
Yeah.
We can get a visual on that house down there. So
Pick it
talking about
out.
just picking it off.
Pick it out, they go again. We probably move these ones around, which isn't awful. Like our other shot's the guard, but then if they go here, we're in some trouble. What happens if we peel? Then they probably play a nose hit. I don't like that. Then their 2 might be stuck for shot. Let's pick it out.
It's a really good discussion here. What do they want to do with this? It's not necessarily what they're...
Play it really thin.
Yeah.
what they are...
If anything, I'd love to make the double. That's
Also-
how thin I want to hit it.
Also discussing here what they're going to leave for their opponent, what pocket's still sitting there. We're just going to try and pick this blue one thinly off the top, and so thin that he also picks off that other one at the back. Coming with some big weight here.
Buena barra, algo amarillo.
Here, nothing yet. And he does pick that off, loses a couple other stones, and a shooter, of course.
Repite.
Leaves one yellow one sitting in a pretty good position here.
Sí, por lo que sea, no pasa nada.
Yeah.
Voy, ¿no?
Sí.
We've got some room now.
Yeah, we opened it up a little bit.
Yeah. And that's the key. They've created some opportunity for scoring position. The scoring zone was looking pretty small.
All of our yellow rocks, but
They would like to score their 2 points here for sure.
Aquí, ¿no?
that curled
Any
a little
opportunity?
bit. I actually liked the throw, but the first one down the path, that curled.
Yeah.
I would have had to have been missing
Poquito
it out
justa,
of my hand to make
Bueno.
it perfect, and that would have been scary.
Hoy control, ¿vale?
¿Eh?
Control.
Control. Yo prefiero fuerte.
So he's playing a takeout here. Sounds like I'm going to throw control weight. He'll be looking at picking that yellow one off.
Tip.
3-4. 3-4.
Whoa!
He does have some options. He could come down and just freeze on that, but to play a hit here.
Whoa! Whoa! Tip! 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 Whoa!
Dale, muy bien.
Nice shot. Just picks that yellow one right off. They're sitting now with 3 blue ones in the house. Quickly, the stones have changed positions here.
Even if we were to just go nose,
Okay.
Brendan would like to play the double here. If he hits it on the nose, he's saying that's acceptable. Yellow one will sit in front and shot stone, and blue one will be behind it. And that'll be a little blocker.
Yep. Low. Whoa. Hard on the roll. Yep. 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 Oh.
Nice roll.
That's good.
Rolls in behind that guard, so he is behind the
That
tee
sounds
line.
good.
They can
Now
choose to
they're
freeze it or
taking
hit
on
it.
the straight side, right? That's good.
Yellowstones do have the hammer,
Vale,
so
aquí.
Brendan and Aranzu.
Es casi lo mismo.
Yo creo que se ve esto desde allí, ¿eh?
Sí, pero no sabemos cómo.
I think early stages, the best result is to try and move this, force
Si es top 4, pues no
force
pasa,
Garcia and Botcher to 1. Force them to look at a point. They're going to draw.
That must have curled a little bit too, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Vale.
that's the side that goes a little bit.
4 pies.
Sí. Pensaba que te quedabas ahí.
No, no.
Somebody wrote in saying, hey, how come these people don't all speak English out here? Somebody's speaking a different language.
Es que podríamos ir por el otro lado, pero.
Each of these teams, international teams, is not mandatory they speak speak the language for the spectators. They are competing and have their own communication process, so they will be speaking in their own languages. And here we have Spanish, and Brendan and Aransu are speaking English. So that's a really nice opportunity for us to get good extra commentating from
Es muy alta.
some of the Brendan Botcher's
Es muy alta,
experience.
Yanni.
Va la guardia. Fuerte que pase, fuerte que pase. Fuerte. Fuerte.
She got that a little wrong. Ended up hitting the guard a little, so this will be a straight draw for 2. Brendan Aransu.
Vaya fuerte, si no hay línea.
Iran, on your first you threw a 90. You threw a 90 on your first, and it was just back 4. So I think you give me that same thing again. We also swept it quite a bit for line.
Okay.
So
I'm
just
just gonna go the same path.
same ice, yeah. The guards moved over, so there's no risk.
Good discussion. Good feedback about the speed of the ice, playing the same line, giving another shot the same. Good confidence. This is a straight draw for 2
It's
points.
a little heavy, not a lot. Weight's good.
Yes, if you need to. Line straight. Line's really good.
Very good.
And that'll be a beautiful shot into the 4-foot there. Really nicely thrown on Ansu right to the pin. So that is a score of 2 yellow in our opening end
Nice shot.
for Botcher and Garcia, taking the lead with the hammer. First team on the scoreboard over here in our second 3-4 game. The other sheet on sheet A. Michelle and Yagi against Nedergaard and Skoslund from Norway. It was a score of 2 for Switzerland.
I'm fine either way.
If you want to follow
We're gonna
that
get a
game
little
on
more
live
curl with your
scores or
intern.
follow the scores on any World Curling Tour event,
But it's really
check
whichever path you
onto
know the best.
curling.com,
Sure, sure.
curlingzone.com,
We know
sorry,
this from the game before.
or log into the World Curling Tour website, worldcurl.com. Find all the links, all the live feeds.
Weight's good.
Oh, you're line straight. Yes, line. Oh. Hey. Perfect. Yeah, line. Hard. You're gonna go, Brendan. Yeah, hard.
So really great, nice sweep past that guard, Brendan, well done. Take that top 4 if they can get it there. It's going to be full 8-foot in front of the control zone. That's been really a key on the ice here because it is quite straight.
Esta está bien.
Getting that first stone into the
prefieres
front of the
esta?
tee line. We've seen quite often in opening ends, teams throwing it a little bit heavy, getting into the back of the tee line, setting
gusta
up
esta
little
ahí.
piles for each
Lo
other,
único
and
que por
then
aquí
really
no sé cómo
fighting
va a
to get a
caer.
point. So
Vale.
good setup shot. Ranatsu. See the posters in behind our throwers there. Big thanks to Myers Lunch from Golden Tulip Hotels and, of course, Curling Band Zoetermeer, our facility here. Kimberly and her crew have welcomed us to a great facility and lots of hard work going into the ice and
Va fuerte.
excellent meals prepared for the athletes here this weekend. So
¡Línea!
Really great organization by Carlo Glasberger and Kimberly Honders to deliver this event. Nice shot. Coming down on the top of the button there. The button is the little white circle in the middle.
Muy bien.
Closest to the center.
If we freeze, are we second shot?
Yeah.
For sure?
Not really, but
Okay, okay.
Close enough. Honesty. Honesty in players is really important. A player and a coach is even more so.
Close for line, close for line. Yep. Hard!
he's coming heavy.
Hard line! Hard! Yes! Yes! Go, go, go! Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's by the first one. See if he's by the second. He's gonna hit on the top of the second yellow one.
That's fine.
Rolls it off to the side, but keeps the first delivered yellow stone at the top. So
Ah, sorry.
Tiene esto de aquí.
Ya.
Y luego tiene
it
el
was
doble.
really good weight for the stone.
Ahora tenemos que hacer.
A little bit of an advantage here for Spain. They're going to talk about what
Está fácil, ¿eh?
they cannot hit yet.
Es más fácil esto que...
They can. Just going to freeze up another one on top here. This is a good call from Spain, just staying patient. And you're just playing some bigger weights and recognizing threats. In men's and women's play, it's a little different.
¿Es mucho o quieres menos?
No, está bien.
You don't have as somebody standing down holding the line and sweeping at the same time. So sometimes the judgments and the opportunities to have really quick reactions are a little bit delayed with mixed doubles, creating some different types of scoring opportunities.
¡Tope!
Atento, línea. Atento.
¡Tope!
Sí, línea.
Let's wait.
No. No, no, no.
Line is good. It's just a matter of the weight to put it in there. Jiggy's going to come and help out. Really nice line on that. And,
¿Qué diferencia con este?
Like yeah, you gotta hit it pretty thin. It's a little scary. Yeah. This is the best leave if we make it.
But that's not bad there. If you make that, you get here. Whoever wants to hit, he's jamming. Unless he tries that, but
I think I'd like this one.
you like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to throw it hard. We can play like a board. If we're catching it a little thick, just play it onto this one. That's okay too.
Okay.
But we're trying to hit like a thin half.
Okay.
so it's a little great discussion about the two sides. Options to play both ways here. Brendan selected likes this side a little bit better. Get half a stone. Might be able to nail it right into play, moving the blue one off to the back and leaving his promoted stone in the forefoot in scoring position. He's talking about playing with board weight. That's probably about a control weight. For some teams would use the word term control. Notice part of the takeout as we've seen from Brendan. Sounds like it's curling, and he's kind of lost that, over curled. And that goes straight through. He thought he had some good margin on that shot, but just curled up a little.
Es que sigo pensando que esta es peligrosa.
And
Yo le
they're
dejaría
getting
ese.
a little more curl out of the yellow stones than they did out of the blue stones. In the last game, they played the blue
I did not
stones.
picture that one
De que
curling.
hagamos esto de aquí.
También. Pero a lo mejor le dejas esa un poco más abierta.
Okay.
Vale, prueba el tiro.
We'll maybe figure that
Trae
out.
esta un poco aquí.
and he's got a lot of experience, so he will be wise enough to see that.
A
Differences.
mí no me gusta ni la guardia, pero...
It's sometimes an advantage to play on the same sheet.
Repite el de antes, intenta
Sometimes it can be a little bit of a disadvantage, especially if this ice has been shaved and some work has been done in between. Make the conditions a little bit different,
Lo que quieras. venga.
decreasing any advantage from either team.
Pasa que si te quedas aquí,
Sí,
está todavía
me gusta más esta.
Venga, repite
¿Ha
el de
pasado por
antes.
mucho la guardia?
Repite el de
¿Ha
antes.
pasado por mucho la guardia?
So Spain's looking in a pretty nice position here. They have
Más de lo que yo
Stone
creía.
sitting in first and
Da un
second.
poquito menos, ¿vale? O lo
And,
mismo de antes, un poco
nice
menos.
position in the front of the control zone.
Porque date cuenta que voy a echar un pelín más
Now
fuerte.
just going to tap that blue one back
Ahí
into the
está
top
bien,
of the
ya
forefoot.
Looked like they were tapping.
But the last thing he said was like a guard. That's the last thing he said. But I don't know whether.
I think that's too much ice for the top, so you're probably right. It's hard to tell.
Back four.
So
Back four.
Va muy abierta, ¿eh? Viene aquí, Miquel.
Right now he's wide.
Tiene que caer, va muy fuerte y muy bien. No toca, ¿eh? No toca.
he's actually coming right by that and putting it in the back of the forefoot. That's a bit of a miss throw for sure from Spain. Creating an opportunity here from the other side now.
Me has pedido
For,
más.
Do you think we can hit it really thin and go?
Yeah.
Cuando ya tenía la escoba puesta me has pedido más.
It's going to be tough.
Da igual.
Okay. I'll play my intro.
Vale.
This stone will be having some speed here. We'll be throwing it with some good speed. He's going to come off that yellow one into the blue. Try and spin back to just sit on front of those two blue ones in the back. He could afford to tap either one of them back a little.
Nunca te he dicho más. ¿Vale? Nunca. Igual ayer te pedí más, pero hoy no.
Sidron will curl up a little. Just be a little careful not to over curl. Miss that yellow one on the outside. Great shot. Just leaves his shooter sitting at the top. And it is in sitting second shot now. That blue one in the back is shot,
Y tiro yo.
but a pretty difficult spot to take it out.
Oye, le tiro yo, ¿vale? Pero está bien.
Right? Yeah. Which I like.
Intenta empujar esa aquí.
Well,
Yo
for
eso
a
no la
second
veo.
there I thought they were going to get 6, so I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Nice.
They have this double here.
Pardon?
No fears of that, Brendan.
Ah, it's thin. And
Además
if
está
they miss
esta,
it,
¿eh?
they're going to
Sí, sí.
stuff it on those two blue ones. I don't think
Chico,
they can
mueve esta
afford to
aquí.
play that.
Aunque no la lleves hasta ahí.
You'd almost have to miss that yellow one to make the yellow
Vale.
double.
Siguen teniendo esto, tienen esto.
So we're looking at a couple different options here. Playing the double on the yellows. Pretty tough.
We're still going to have
Menos
to make
hielo, ¿vale?
something.
The other option is
Te
to
había
tap the
puesto
blue one
esto,
up. I think
esto.
that's what they've finally decided they're going to throw. Is a tap on the blue one to the back forefoot.
If he makes a good one,
Looking for his 2 points, tie up the game.
we're out counting.
¿Cuánto he puesto antes?
Antes esto, ahora esto.
Otherwise, I wouldn't
Vale.
hit it. I was just worried about this one and that one.
Yeah. We got it far enough, I think.
Yeah. Really perfect.
Okay.
So 2 more stones to come after this one. I think Ray's on this blue. Let's tap it back to the forefoot to scoring position.
Top four.
Okay, piece of the
Nada,
white.
nada, nada.
Okay, it's close.
¡Sí, línea, sí, línea!
Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Really nice shot. Beautifully thrown. So that's just, I think that's your best call there, Ansu, is playing that yellow back.
That's pretty tempting, too.
I don't think I can catch it enough not to go there.
Well, that's okay. If you come like this, they're still only getting max 2.
You wanna try and catch it clean? I like that more.
Yeah, I just don't want to throw a ton of weight.
No, I like it more because even if I,
Like board?
yeah, even if I miss there,
Yeah.
I measure over here on sheet
Yeah.
to score one more.
Yes.
A.
Move that. That's an open.
I know. I like this shot, but let's give it a go. You can, as long as you hit the rock, we've out-counted this one.
Like a hot
You can throw board.
board.
I'm fine with hack.
All right.
Yeah.
This has some risk to it from where I'm sitting from my angles anyway. Maybe they see it a little bit differently. Half a stone, they would lose their shooter and
Make sure we're past
chip it
the
off
blue
the
one, but once
blue
we're
on the
past
left.
blue one, try and hit it a
they
little on
have a
the
little
thick
bit more
side,
room
okay?
than my angle shows. I'm sitting in the corner.
Good call.
I think this will, with hack, I think this will move a little for you, yeah?
They're trying to eliminate the opportunity for getting 2 scored against them to put their Yellowstone in a little better scoring position. They're okay to give up 2. Do not want to give up more than 2, of course. Very nice shot from Aransu. Well called for the line for the thrower. She comes down there and she will be sitting in second shot. So blue is sitting 1. Nice shot. Good management.
You almost got it for shot.
Yeah.
You almost made it even better than I thought you could.
That should give her some confidence heading into the next
Now
end.
she's got to make a perfect tap to the pin.
That's a good force for 2.
Yeah. Eso es lo que metemos.
Usually like to say it's a force for 1, but in this case, mixed doubles, the scoreboard can transition quite a bit. More rocks in play, stones in play. So that was good scoreboard management by Brendan and Aransu, conceding the fact that they could potentially get 2 scored against them, but making their opponent make a really great shot to achieve that.
I didn't take a good look.
Look at it.
That was a very good shot. Very, very good.
I didn't think it was there like that.
I think that deserves a high 5. Brendan's watching this back later. They can discuss that, but
Any more weight and you risk that yellow
that's a
one
high 5er,
spinning.
Yeah.
Brendan.
If that yellow one ever got to the outside of that guard, we
Está
were
bien, está
starting
bien.
to
Go. Set. 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 Fuerte, Janet. Fuerte. 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 Fuerte.
Oh, and just kisses off the guard. Really close. So it was looking pretty blue around the circles there, and great shot from Aransu. Puts him in a position where they force the opponent to have to make a really great shot for
Pero
2
pensaba que era buena, lo que pasa es que
instead of having a shot for 3 or 4. So good defense work. That'll be a score of 1 for Spain. Heading into the 3rd end of play, the score is 2-1. Garcia and Butcher up on top. Only 1 point separating these teams in our final match. Both teams ranking 1 and 2 from the round robin play and moving directly to the semifinal. So all 4 of these players borrowed brooms during the week until today. The brooms finally arrived from the airport for Team Spain. They're heading home tonight, but get to play 1 game in their own brooms. We suggested maybe if you were using a Dutch team broom, you were making the finals here this weekend. So
altísima.
Ya. Pensaba que iba más floja.
they're happy to have their own hardline brooms back. Brendan's just happy to have a gold line in his hand.
back one. Okay. Let's try and keep this top 4 if we can.
Yeah. ¿Cuánto era?
So a little heavy on the weight there. Overthrowing that, going through the back of the house. It's a unfortunate miss from Spain. Really got to get those stones up at the top of the forefoot early in the end. Get it set up. Running your margin. Toronto would be looking to follow that and put it one on the top of the forefoot, take control zone. Brendan sweeping pretty hard here. Indicated that it was a little bit short, but it's not so bad.
Yep.
I think the weight's pretty close, actually.
Yep.
She'll sweep that down to the top of the four.
Good weight.
Doesn't quite curl up very much, but really excellent weight.
Si hago esto no está mal, ¿vale?
Vale, ¿te quedas ahí?
Sí.
It's a rock we can use, so I like it.
So Spain's just going to follow that same path and try and draw one down inside there. Tap it back a little bit on the inside if they can. They cannot remove that stone from play.
You're playing the middle. Why not? Oh, you did.
A little bit of discussions across the ice rink here. Brendan and Michelle Yagi over on sheet A having a little chatter. Great atmosphere here at Curling Rink this weekend. The teams, lots of world-class top curlers competing against each other in this really amazing format, mixed doubles. And encouraging each other. They played each other this morning in the semi-final game. Saw some really great shot making on both sides. It's quite a treat for us in the Netherlands here to have this level of curling in an event. Two of the teams participating this weekend are off to Pyeongchang at the end of this week. Norway playing here in the 3-4 game.
We get one.
We'll be competing at the Olympics together with the Russian couple who lost last night in the quarterfinals to Sven Michel and Michelle Yagi. They will be participating under an IOC flag and have been permitted to play in the,
They give us two. That's a bonus. But I think we
regardless
need to make
of
sure we're scoring.
the banning from Russia.
I'm a little
So
worried if we
compliments
freeze
and
that blue one
congratulations to
they
them,
don't
and
play
we look
that
forward to seeing
insert
them
and
next
they
week
go
on the
freeze
ice.
for a back yellow,
They're
then we're
here
peeling onto
watching the
one
game
that gets
actually.
through.
We'll be getting a little extra information on some opponents for
Theirs was
next
an
week
easy double
for
there.
during the
And if
Olympics.
they make it, we get our one. It's good. Yeah.
Spain will be having their national championships next week, so they're here preparing for that. Many of the teams that were here this weekend are already qualified for the World Championships, which are being held in Östersund, Sweden in April. It's a nice peel by Brendan, nice and clean, keeping it simple. They've got a point lead and don't want to take any risks here early on. So teams in mixed doubles can choose to whether they have the second player, one is throwing, and the second player can choose to hold the broom or sweep. In the beginning of mixed doubles, the rule was somebody had to be in the house holding the broom, and they would run out to sweep, or the thrower would get up and follow his stone and sweep. That rule changed last year, and now the teams can choose whether they want a sweeper or somebody holding the broom. And you'll see throughout the game that changes depending on the shot, depending what stones are in play. Oh, a little bit wide there. Got a little loose on that release. And misses all of the stones in play. So.
Yeah. 10 and a half. Board. Board.
Take out the flash into the puto.
So Brendan's just going to remove this blue one.
I think this will
Open
curl
hit.
a little. If anything, hitting it thin and rolling out's fine, right?
Brendan Botcher from Canada. Actually coaches Ransu and her brother Gonzalez, mixed doubles. Oops.
Cheap.
And he said that was okay if it rolls out, as long as it picks
I'm
it off.
sorry, Iran.
So
I should have listened to you.
¿Quieres esto o...? ¿Eh?
They had one earlier in the previous end that curled up quite a bit there on that line, so Brendan went the side
They
of
have one more shot at
safety,
this
and
double. If they make it, we get our one. If they miss it, we get two.
Yeah.
Both ways, I'm pretty happy.
I like the dynamic Brendan brings to this
¿Si no, Kitty roll delante o no?
combination
thought
between
that was gonna
Naransu and
finish for
Brendan
us,
has
though.
been really positive.
No, ya mucho
I
menos de
never
la hora.
thought we were missing
Really
that
thorough
much.
discussions and great opportunity for us
Sí,
to
es que
listen to
siempre
them
lo
as
delante,
well
pues
and
no,
learn
pero buscamos el doble.
a lot about the game.
Was he just that wide on his last one, or did it fall?
Keep in mind, and then with this card, we can focus it.
Set. Whoa.
3-7, ¿eh?
Whoa. Set. Whoa. Whoa.
Bien.
Nice double. Really nice shot. So he took both of those off, loses his shooter, so open draw here.
Draw?
Me gusto.
Throw one in the house,
If
and
you
they can
wanted
play
her
another
to play
hit.
an in turn or an out turn, which would you want her to play? Maybe this straight in turn? Okay, let's try and draw one over there.
So I was thinking about where he wants to leave Stone, Brendan. It's a really nice philosophy of the game.
I think this could be a little slow, so I go.
Brendan played the mixed doubles Olympic trials in Canada. He qualified for that together with his partner Dana Ferguson. And they were coached by Jeff,
Hard. You got it. You got
coach
it.
is
You
Val
got it.
Sweeting.
Go, 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 go.
So he's going to have to work pretty hard on that. Brendan could help with a couple strokes, but just going to cheer her on.
Good sweep.
And a high five.
Then I have to be the reason why it stopped short.
I think he's giving you a little bit of hassle from Sven and Michelle over there on sheet A that he could have maybe given Ratsu a little bit of help, but all is fun and fun.
Por ahí. Yo prefiero el otro.
So gets it in a little better there. They will need to remove it. They'd like to hit and stay, roll over to the center, and then force Onatsu to play a draw or a hit.
Set. Set.
If you blank in mixed doubles, you lose the last on advantage.
Fuerte.
Ooh. So
Que las metí hacia
it's a hit on the nose, doesn't get a roll, so it is a straight draw for one. And they just have to hit the circles here. Ratsu's been having really great weight, and I'm sure she'll just
Are you
throw the
playing
same
your out
draw.
turn?
She's played the last two ends. She hit the 4-foot perfect last end. So another one to go.
That's heavy.
So the same thing out of her hand last end, so it came down right to the pin. Isn't touching this one. It maybe is running a little. Doesn't seem to be curling up at all, so. See if it sticks at the back of the house here. And it is going to go straight through.
Blank?
Like,
And it's a blank end. They will give up the hammer.
That's okay. You just threw a 70. That's all.
It is a disadvantage in mixed doubles.
Thank you.
I think that's the first time we've seen that this weekend, and certainly on any of our featured games. So because it's a blank, that means that Spain gets the hammer, and their stone goes at the back of the 4-foot, just like as if they had scored or scored against. So key to get this stone now at the top of the 4-foot would be ideal.
Weight's
Quick
good.
refocus for that last thrower. throwing the last stone and the first stone. Skip usually has a little bit of time to get over that and get themselves regrouped. But mixed doubles, that's if you're throwing that last one, you're throwing the next first one. So mental toughness really important.
Good job.
She comes right up to the back of that again, just a little bit heavy. We saw this throughout the week.
Dale.
Teams just putting it to the back there. When they were successful putting it on top of the floor, totally different ends. Creating
Go
many
right
more
in that
scoring
spot.
opportunities.
Force them to one or get a steal.
Es 8. Tengo crono cero y todo, ya.
So, Rihanna here to deliver for Team Spain. She'll be looking down and coming down, sitting on top of the forefoot. Just freezing on top of that yellow. Yeah, maybe bumping it back a little. A little bit heavy. Sensing a little frustration here. That's just going to go right out the back.
Llego a empujar. Es que me veo lenta.
Top 8. You think so?
No.
Whoa. No, it's heavy. Whoa. Very good.
Brennan falling it down and also being heavy in this exact same line. We're going to get 2 stones in a row going through the house here. We haven't seen that so often.
There, now
so
we're even.
Thank you.
great spirit.
Sorry. I really didn't think I threw that hard. Like
Wanted me to feel it.
I thought I was chapping into it, but I didn't think I was.
Good spirit between the teams out here. It's been a really great atmosphere here at the event, Dutch Masters.
A little bit better than that.
10 different nations competing.
Okay.
15 teams. 3 pools of 5.
Te está poniendo todo el
Teams
rato
played a
esto.
round robin. Top teams from pools qualified for quarterfinals. The 2 top teams, both going undefeated. Only 2 teams went undefeated. They advanced to the semifinal directly.
We're winning. That's always good.
Quarterfinals between
Go back.
the next 4 ranking teams,
¡Fuerte!
eliminating each other, reaching the final today.
¡Fuerte! ¿Qué pasa? ¡Fuerte! ¿Te va justa? Va muy justa, no pasa.
This one's requiring some sweeping and over curls. We've seen this throughout the week, throughout the weekend. Difference in weight, really weight sensitive, whether the stones curl up or whether they run a little straighter, get the weight out a little heavy and it just goes to the back. So
Yeah.
Creo que Lucía era buena.
Is that top blue in?
En esta no has hecho tanto.
Vamos a dar un poquito más de hielo ahí.
I was saying about the 10 nations here. We've got teams from Switzerland, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Scotland,
Tenía que haber estado más lista.
Mine's good.
Latvia, USA, Canada.
Mine's good.
I need to go.
Well, we got lots of room now.
It's gonna be couple.
I think that might be okay. We're not
Russia.
going to throw it on. Whoa. Just leave it high. Leave it high.
Unfortunately, no teams
Leave it high.
competing this
They need to
weekend for the
hit it.
Netherlands.
Whoa.
Lo mismo, ¿no? Entra asignado.
Hopefully in the future,
Nariz.
some Dutch fans are watching and thinking, hey, maybe this is a sport for us.
¿Sí?
Contact one of the Dutch curling clubs and come on and try it. The Dutch Masters will happen next year as well, so great opportunity for anyone interested and motivated in the sport and wanting to meet some world champions and Olympians. Come on down to the curling band Zoetermeer, watch some really top world-class curling right in your own neighborhood.
Ahora se has abierto.
Oh, oh, oh.
Ahora se ha abierto.
Whoa. Whoa.
Got a little bit full on that. That turn seems to run
Yeah.
a little bit straighter than some other members, other players. So you can see the different styles. Ratsu choosing this shot to go down. She's gonna sweep for Brendan, not hold the broom.
What do you think they do if we just guard here? Do you think they play that out turn? And I think we want them to play that.
Thinking about their opponents,
Yeah.
what they're gonna leave.
Even if they make that out turn, we block it off and we force them, right? If we come in the house here and leave some double or don't. Okay. We can play it tight. It doesn't have to be high guard, but I'd like to see them make that out turn because it's so straight. And if they ever miss it, that might be our chance to get another one in there. Okay, I like this.
So electing to throw a guard here. They want to throw it tight. They don't want to leave a lot of room and miss the line a bit.
I've got a little bit of room.
You can come all the way into the top
You
of the
can make it-
12th that they think
No,
is
mine's good,
also
mine's
still
good.
acceptable. They don't want to set up a
Mine's
double,
good.
We're all there.
as
Hold
Brendan
on, mine's good. If anything,
was
leave it
discussing.
straight.
They have to try and force the opponent to, it's definitely got to get over the hog line.
Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
¿Vamos por otro lado o qué?
No, es que ellos lo están haciendo para eso.
Ya.
Tengo que ir al
The
pin.
objective is to force Spain to throw a draw from the out turn side, which is quite straight. And they're going to say, no, I don't think so. Well, let's run off these guards and create a different type of scoring opportunity. Looks like they're going to play a clearing.
Mira el rol a dónde va,
We get one of them, we can put it back.
Ya, también.
And if they
Confórmate
get
con
them both, we
una
can
y
just
abre.
put the blue one up.
Si vas a hacer eso, abre, que si no se te queda ahí.
I think so. I don't know why we'd risk it.
O se te puede ir atrás y es peor.
La del centro.
¿Eh?
I don't think if you throw my inside.
Creo que doble por fuera está.
So
Lo hago rebosado.
they're going to have another look at it too. They're probably maybe discussing a little bit about playing the draw. So it's where Brendan wanted them to go.
He's still got
Come around draw.
Está dentro de lo que cae bien para nosotros, ¿eh? Hacemos el pila central.
Yo prefiero la del centro.
Sí.
Yeah, but
Y
yeah,
que
I
la
think
tuya
we
ruede
can
para
play
allá, ¿no?
that.
Eso
O
es.
sea, que vienes por este
You
lado.
don't have to.
No, voy por el mismo porque.
My Spanish is not so perfect, so I can't help you out with what the Spanish discussion is.
With 10.5, you could probably stick both of them, but that might be a little.
Tiene que librar la otra, ¿eh?
You throw 9,
Si
it
es
just
Ramba,
knows it.
bueno.
A mí me gusta más igual un hit and roll
No,
por
no,
aquí.
es que está lo que pasa es que no
They're
sabemos.
changing their call here to play the draw. Definitely not. It's definitely going to be a peel here. Objective is to double peel those 2 yellow stones at the front.
¡Wow!
No.
Ooh, that almost got not so good for them. Peels off 1 guard.
Por poco.
¿Eh?
Está bien, está bien.
Estaba ahí, pero. Estaba ahí, pero. Vamos a tocar la azul un poco.
I got a little bit of curl here. Not a ton, but a little.
So Ratsu Garcia,
I think we're tight, but
she will be competing in her Spanish Championships next week
We need to make it fun.
and has represented Spain
it'll curl.
9 times at the World Mixed Doubles.
weight's good.
Highest ranking so far is a bronze medal
Good shot.
for Spain.
Very good.
Great result. First medal for Spain at World Championships.
Creo que no, que.
Es la última, Miquel.
So World Curling Tour, Curling Champions Tour previously,
No sé dónde está el drop, pero.
working together with World Curling TV to bring you lots of YouTube games live.
Voy contigo.
No.
Great partnership they created to broadcast many games from all across Europe, Canada, World Tour events.
Good.
And,
This is a tough shot. Should probably be close, but
so nice card there by Ransu, leaving only the shot for the draw. Draw for one. They can get a little curl, actually curl and get a tap on that yellow would be ideal, but I think that's not
Poco
there.
más, no.
Yo creo que no.
Maybe looking at just putting this on the pin.
Nos han comentado que no cae nada aquí.
She threw a beautiful one in the final stone against Norway to win that game, so she can pull off another one here. They'll bring this game up to a tie.
Va un poco fuerte.
Es que esto no es draw, Janek. Esto no es draw. Es que esto no es un draw.
And again, heavy, so 2 shots in a row a little heavy.
Bueno, pues he hecho fuerte.
Quedan todas fuera, tía.
¿Qué pasa?
One
One
yellow.
yellow.
So that'll be a steal of 1 for Butcher and Garcia. Scoring 1 here. So good decision from Brendan and Aransu to throw up a guard and force Spain to play that draw on the other side. And it is now a score of 3-1 after 4 ends of play.
I think this is theirs.
Heading
That
into
one.
N5. You're watching finals, championship finals from the Dutch Masters. Curling mixed doubles. Here at Curling Band Zoetermeer. A little quick look over at the situation over on sheet A. Michelle Yagi and Sven Michel from Switzerland.
We got hammered.
Talking about a little bit about the situation they have here. Score here is also 3-1 for I've been paying attention to my feature game.
Wait, good.
Line straight. Leaving wide. Whoa. Whoa.
I'd like to go a little.
We need to curl.
They're playing Nodegarten and Skosland
I gotta
from
go.
Norway.
Okay, then go. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
All of these teams
That's a very good shot.
participating at many World Touring events this season. Having successful runs. Team Norway will be going to the Olympic Games in February. Mixed doubles. This discipline of curling will be played for the very first time. 8 teams will be competing for Olympic gold. And they will start a day before the
Tiempo.
opening ceremony.
alta,
Curling is the only sport which will
Tiene que
be
caer bastante. Va muy
seen
abierta.
live
Ahora va.
and televised from every single day of the Olympics, plus
Fuerte
1.
que no llega.
And that's a much better shot. Getting that down in front of the control zone,
¿Cuánto he echado?
not through the house, that is really key. That's going to be an advantage for them as
Who's second
this end
shot?
progresses.
Es que
Muy bien.
We are. Bob? I think so. I can't hit yet.
I know. If you leave it here, then
Yeah, that's a pretty tough shot to make perfect.
just bump it.
I like the bump, yeah.
Because then you can always hit here closely. Or even roll. Afterwards. I think I like the bump.
You like this in-turn one?
I like the bump with your outfit.
The out-turn tap.
Oh, you want to bump the blue one?
I was thinking bump the yellow one. Try and bump
Yeah.
that.
Our yellow.
You like
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you
Okay.
were talking the blue one or not. I was confused.
Good clarification there. They're both calling the same shot, but got a little confused on left and right.
Yes.
Both
okay.
looking out the opposite way, so they're going to play a tap on this yellow one. I think it's a really nice decision. It forced Spain to actually
Yeah.
negotiate
Hard
stones.
line. Hard line.
Wait, it's
Hard
perfect.
line.
Wait,
Hard
it's really
line.
good.
He's calling
Hard
the line on
line.
that pretty quick. It's
Hard line.
Hopefully
Hard,
Nancer can get a
hard,
bye.
hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And he is going to overcurl on the guard, and we've seen this a couple times this game.
We guarded her.
So now he's guarding both up there. Not ideal.
Quieres que un poco de azul por
Aunque
fuera,
la
dices.
traigas aquí.
That's not bad.
Aunque venga aquí. Sí.
A ver, que hay una guardia ahí, Ollane.
Ya, por eso te digo que con que le des, que aquí le vas a dar, te la traes aquí. Poco. Poco.
Yo creo que está más fácil luego.
Si vienes aquí,
Eso lo dejaría para después.
te va a hacer esto. ¿Sabes?
Y él puede hacer esto
Tienes
también.
que esconderlo.
Él puede ir al duelo también.
Vale, ven, ¿quieres venir por aquí?
Mira, y te digo. Sí, me gusta más esto, Jenny.
¿Eh?
Me gusta más esto.
¿Esto te vale?
Yeah.
Normalmente es esto.
No, pues entonces la mitad más o menos. La mitad de eso.
If he hangs the piece out, we might be able to play a double on his back one. And be shot at the top.
Viene aquí.
¿Dónde?
Aquí, pero muy fuerte, ¿no?
Back four.
Me gusta,
Más.
viene. Se va afuera.
I go.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
Está difícil este lado, Miquel.
Out of the 8, but if you can.
Hace más fácil combatir. Se nos están yendo rápido.
Has leído corta, a mí me ha ido rápida, no es eso. Es que no estamos echando el drone.
Sorry?
I was thinking the guard. That's not there. I can't hit enough of it. The guard, or just draw, one or the other. I like to run back.
Yeah. You wanna try to run with double? You wanna try
Yeah.
to run?
I'm trying to hit it a little low with my intern.
That's about there.
Yeah.
Con lo poco que queremos aquí, es muy difícil. Llegar justo ahí sin que vaya a la rodilla.
Hay que intentar llegar. Es que luego ellos pueden llegar. De todas formas, me parece un regalo.
¿Sí, no?
No.
That's okay, that's a good shot. That's okay.
That's not bad.
No.
But
Now that back one's open for us.
Was that your last?
No, I have one more.
So getting down to the last few rocks here. And Spain is still sitting that position stone, the back of the forefoot. Done with the draw. They'll be looking at putting this in behind the yellow if they can.
¡Tope!
La veo un poco fuerte, ¿eh?
The weight
Línea es
call.
buena, tiene que caer.
Top
Viene
weight is
aquí.
perfect.
Tiene que caer, Miquel, tiene que caer.
Be looking for
La veo
top
fuerte.
four, so they'll need a little bit of sweep
La
here.
veo fuerte. Viene aquí.
I want it to curl. It's running pretty straight down this line. It's looking like it's going to stay open.
Ah, no, 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 no. Vale.
Freeze.
You wanna freeze?
Me parecía que
Well,
caía y luego ya
the
no.
hit looks a little hard.
Okay.
I would be worried if I played the hit if we ever touch that yellow one, they're going to get 4. I think the freeze is the shot.
No me digas que es rápido, Yane. Esa era mejor meterla.
No sabía dónde se iba a parar. Y tenía
Do you-
que quitarlo.
do you
Yo
hate
prefiero que
this?
esté arriba para que no hagan el guitarro.
Like I can play it as a heavy.
I love
Y Yane, si puntúa, van a tener que ir a por la de fuera. Ahora pueden hacer el draw.
to freeze the
Pues
yellow.
ya está.
Yes.
Pues ya está.
If anything, I'll be a little on the heavy side. If anything, I'll be a little heavy and we can chip off that blue one and roll in.
Okay. I like that.
So finding their margin within this shot, good discussion. good insecurity about, honesty about the insecurity about where stones can go and what outcomes they may have. So Brendan's looking to freeze that blue one on the forefoot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Close, yep.
Coming down through that hole, freezing on the blue in the back on the shot stone.
Yes!
And he's over curling there and catching that guard. Go hard. Good sweep there by Orancio to bring that in. That stone's going to spin up, but it doesn't roll in for third shot.
I'm sorry. That curled like two rocks.
Voy yo,
We haven't
¿Sí?
seen
¿Tú haces todo tú?
one rock react like that.
Si es que me toca a mí. Qué lío.
Nah.
Voy yo, Janet.
No.
So maybe that stone just curling up a little more than the rest.
They're either going to jam on something
It's
or they're gonna
been a couple
roll over
times
and
that's
leave
caught
you
Brendan by
with an easy
surprise.
double back.
He's putting that in his memory bank, and
I'd like to
normally
see
in a
her
men's
have
team
to
or a
make
women's
double
team, you've got 4 players, so somebody in the roster will be taking a look at that and thinking, that stone did that. And each team kind of assigns those jobs.
Vienes por aquí, ¿no?
In mixed doubles, you don't have those extra players helping you out with those extra tasks, so a little more on your mind to keep in management and sort out. So. Nice shot to clear out a whole bunch of stones there by Sven Michel over on sheet A.
3-3.
Step. Whoa.
Obviously an open hit for sit with really nice control here from Spain. Looking at this to curl up a little more. And
Vale.
he is going to roll out, unfortunately. And built up himself a really nice opportunity there. And
If we roll under here, they can't make this, right? I'm not sure then, Aransu, if mine maybe didn't hit.
Yeah.
Because his didn't react at all like that. His reacted straight like I thought mine should have.
Do you like my intern?
Oh, yeah, I think it's an intern shot.
I can draw like
Que calla perfecto, luego de repente se abre.
Yeah, I think we know the intern. It's just not going to move much
Sí,
for
pero
you,
ahí
right?
ahí le ha caído mogollón.
Tira diferente.
¿Eh?
Yeah, board.
okay, play a hit and roll here.
And worst case, we knows it, they only get 2.
Good management. Again, thinking about the scoreboard.
close. Oh, no, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Really hard. Yes.
Great shot from Lorenzo and good celebration. Got that other one off the back there as well, so
O esto.
it's not really
Thank you for
relevant.
bailing me out. Thank you.
Nice shot, nice high five.
Oh,
So
Sí, porque no hago nada.
really nice roll. Rolls in behind that blue one, so in order to move that yellow one at the back, they're going to have to make a play on that blue one. And unfortunately,
once that got a piece of the
if they
line, it
play the
froze, right?
straight
Until then
nose
it-
back, they still don't sit with second stone. So
You
I think this is going to be. Sorry, I had to laugh a little there on the sweeping compliment.
Now you're the same kind.
They really got only a draw to the forefoot here.
It's also cool.
Great training potential here, Anansu. We think who's trading who?
Punto la mía, ¿no?
No,
Apunto la
you
mía.
just score in 6.
So draw to the forefoot for one.
We'll use our power play in 7.
A really nice force with that hit and roll.
Alongside with at our power play,
Great execution.
if not a little better. Ah, she's trying.
Es un poquito alta.
This isn't it. She's yeah.
Cuidado la amarilla.
It's really curling hard here. And she is by. Just needs to get in into the piece of the forefoot there. Come on.
Good hold.
Excellent sweep. She's made some brilliant draws for making those points. Really nice throw.
No, don't worry. No, it was my fault.
So that'll be a score of 1 for Spain. They score 1 in the 5th end. This game is a little bit closer. 3-2. Garcia Botcher taking the lead, keeping the lead, forcing Spain to draw the forefoot for 1. And very nicely done by Ortega. So, heading into end 6, back to the even end. Botcher and Garcia will have the hammer. And you're watching here live at the Dutch Masters Mixed Doubles from Curling Band Zoetermeer in the Netherlands. It's the 3rd edition of this World Curling Tour event. Big thanks to Kimberly Honders and her crew. Event organizer Carlo Glasberg and his many volunteers putting together a really great event, and the Dutch men's team really coming out this weekend. Pretty busy schedule, and they've committed their time to assist Carlo with this event, and Walter's busy with line scores, and Lawrence is here helping Christian with all the technical work on the cameras, and it's been a great team event weekend. So thanks team, thanks guys for your commitment
Play it tight to the guard, and if you
to helping curling grow.
La velocidad por lo menos era esa. 3-7-2 y esta 3-6-3.
that outturn will be
Esta de
quite
aquí.
straight.
Lots of media attention in the Netherlands at the moment. Lots of exciting things happening from our sports.
A little heavy, but not a lot.
Tonight is the 1st edition of the curling quiz. Curling Band Zoetermeer and Kimberly, together with Mark, have been really helpful trying to get them going, and participating with them with some instruction and guidance, advising them through their show, and
That's a good shot. Very good.
some really great excitement. Looking forward to see that tonight. It's not quite curling that you're seeing out here, but it is a fun representation, and curling, no matter what level it's played at, is always some enjoyment. You see the teams out here with great spirit and interaction, and communicating with each other, and get some of that energy at every single level of the sport. So it's one of the really great aspects of curling. Sportsmanship. We do have a chief umpire here this weekend, Bob Bomas. Umpires in curling don't step into field of play until they're called in by the players generally, so players make decisions on their own unless there's a rule or an infraction that they can't make a decision on. They'll call for some assistance. So it's really a gentleman's sport. Lots of respect.
Top 8. Top 8.
¿Seguro?
Sí.
Viene muy fuerte, ¿eh? Vas a
Had a
tocar.
couple really beautiful shots here. Had a draw come down at the top of the from Spain, followed down by Anansu. Girls are really performing with their draws. If anyone's wondering why your coaches make you play
Who shot?
They are.
the delivery drill on the.
The yellows is staying.
Do we play the little bump now?
Try and listen to this conversation here first.
You can go up.
The drill called line dancing, putting all the stones on the center line. This is exactly why you practice that drill. For all of you
If we
wondering
don't get
why
to
you
the
have to
inside
play
of
that,
blue one, the bump
this is
a
it.
bad shot right now.
Creating
So I
these
think-
opportunities
I think
and
the
these
field is probably our shot.
getting your shots to the exact positions.
I'm good with that. Try and run it. Try and cross it with my intern and roll my shooter off.
And pick the blue one.
Sure. Let's try that.
Está quizá un poquito fuerte, ¿no?
So I'm gonna throw my intern and I'm trying to hit it a little low and catch it.
te ha faltado caer un poco. Yo pensaba que ibas a mover más la figura.
So Brendan's going to try and run this
Center
back
row.
into the pile and get some action happening on the stones in there. It's going to be a fast one coming at us.
Si empuja la nuestra azul, se quedan las dos amarillas, ¿no?
Curl just a little.
Tienen hammer.
Pega bien.
So great shot there by Brendan. Kind of gave you a warning it was coming, and it did, and left himself sitting with one in the house and a center guard. So just rounded in a new assistant here for an end or two, or as long as she's willing to stay. And hey, Allison.
Hey, how's
welcome.
it going?
This is probably a familiar voice to many people watching World Curling TV.
Oh.
Common voice on the circuit.
Yeah, I don't have a heck of a lot of commentating this year. Still waiting to hear whether or not I get the chance to go to the World Men's again this year, which would be incredible.
Incredible. All the way to Vegas.
Yes,
So Spain,
always a good time.
Spain following down and clearing that, and Brendan's going to ignore it and just throw one in. So
My intern or my
you're
alternate?
here with the young Swedish team.
I am, yes.
Get back in your
my
coaching role.
alternate.
Yeah,
Van recta.
Yeah.
Have a good
on the
experience
right
here.
it is.
First
yeah.
time.
It'll be harder
First
for
time
them to
they've
chase it
played,
that way.
well, not first time, but first year that they've played together,
If we
and
make it good with my alternate,
really meshing
it's
and
harder for
having a
them
lot
to-
of fun. They're just playing mixed doubles this year, so
Excellent.
yeah.
They'd
Nice
enjoyed their
to
time
see.
in the Netherlands.
Yes, they have.
Good.
First time here, so tried to get some of the Stroop waffles
Yeah.
today, but seems only the grocery stores take cash. So
Oh, really?
we didn't have any luck, so we'll have to grab some at the airport.
You can definitely get some at the airport. You
Yeah.
can get some ones with the chocolate on them as well. Even better.
Fantastic.
Rock curls around.
I heard you visited Primark
This
though.
is 2
We
ends in
did.
a row in,
You always spend a lot longer there than you
2 ends
think.
in a row we've been up the straight side and that rock has over curled.
So we were in the sixth end of play here in our final.
Brendan talking a little bit about that rock, I think.
That rock has got him a few times, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't picked up on it and really been clear about it earlier. I was discussing that generally in a men's or women's team, you kind of assign somebody that's kind of responsible for managing the stones and keeping them in their head.
Yeah.
And he'll have assigned that role to a teammate somewhere.
Right.
Ya lo sé, pero es que antes me quedan el cuatro
And of
pies
course,
abierto.
with mixed doubles, you have the opportunity every end to switch up a stone if you don't
Absolutely.
think it's working for you.
And, it's curled significantly more each time he's thrown it. So
It's just a little bit sharper, maybe.
yeah.
Tiene que caer,
Go
va
for it.
abierta. Va abierta y
Go for it.
fuerte. Va muy abierta.
He's played on the sheet a
Viene
couple
aquí.
times, but they've always had the blue stones, and the yellow
Okay.
stones curl up a little more
Va
than
muy
the yellow.
abierta.
Would have been a little tip for us when we played on that sheet.
Right, we'll listen back to this and then say, well, you knew?
O sea, el hielo
Yeah.
sí, lo que pasa es que no
I can
No
sweep.
favoritism in my world.
No, exactly.
All right, you're
So-
gonna hold.
Can't exactly going around sharing
No,
that
that's fine.
information all weekend.
No.
Let them find out on their own.
So Spain's running a really nice draw in there. Didn't get in behind the guards, unfortunately, so
Oye, dices la velocidad.
Brennan can just come down and hit that. Want to get a little roll inside, I think. It is top of the tee line, so
Also wouldn't be end of the world if he just kind of rolled out a little bit as
yeah, he could
well.
also roll to the other side.
Yeah.
And
We're rolling away, aren't we?
Ahí, ahí.
I was just trying to roll farther that way.
Kind of caught
So-
in the middle.
yeah, either got to sweep that or let it go. And
No cae un cagao.
they've had really great communication on those, and they don't always play together. So It's realistic that they could just get that wrong just a little.
It's always, it can always be a little bit of a challenge too when there's a language difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Throwing me for a loop.
knowing firsthand with that.
Yeah, and what kind of terms you come up with your own partners back in your homeland. Brendan plays
Exactly.
mixed doubles in Canada with Brenda Ferguson, or Dana Ferguson, sorry, and played in the Olympic trials. And he actually coaches Onansu, so she's used to hearing his terminology, but maybe not the other way around on the ice.
Exactly. Not sure how good his Spanish is.
Nuts.
I haven't asked him though.
No. I think I heard a bueno come from him earlier, but that's it.
Okay. Well, he's got one in his books.
Can probably ask for a beer.
It's usually the go-to first word for most people.
Most languages.
Yeah.
And so hit and stay. So Ronson will just throw a hit and stick on this. Score her one. She could choose to draw, but I think they'll take the safety, play the hit.
Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst. Even if you roll out on this and give up one, you're still tied up.
Tied up,
What kind
playing
of weight are
7.
you gonna put here?
Yeah. So you also went to Canada recently and were an alternate for the Olympic trials
I was, yeah.
for a team there. Good experience.
Team Flaxie, yeah, it was fantastic.
This
And
is the side that curls.
being back in Ottawa and having both
be a
of my
little
sisters on the ice, that was a pretty incredible experience.
Great.
So, yeah,
Really great competition there to compete for Canada and
absolutely.
qualify for the
It's
Olympics.
a real tough event to get out of, that's for sure. Got
Canada,
my old team representing,
yes, you played with Rachel Homan for many years.
yeah,
Do you miss
really,
it?
I do, of
Very
course,
good.
yeah.
Good throw.
I think
Nice
to
hit by.
become your sisters on tour, so it's a different experience when you don't see them every day as well.
Absolutely. How long did you play together?
Since we were 12 years old. So let's see, stopped when I was 25.
So 13,
13
years together.
yeah.
That's a long time, a lot of chemistry.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
continuing on their journey.
You go,
and
you go through all your awkward phases in life together.
so we're going to see a power play here. Power play is an opportunity. Each team gets one power play per game, and they can call this only when they have the hammer. The stones are then placed on the side of a sheet, and it is the choice of the left or the right.
You got this.
And that is the choice of the team that is calling the power play.
Exact same spot.
The team with the hammer stone goes at the back of the forefoot, or sorry, in front of the tee line, dissecting the 12-foot and the 8-foot line, and the guard goes at the same height distance from the house on the corner. The corner guard.
So right now they're attempting to throw the tick shot.
And it's really cool to see this
Very good.
tick shot coming into play in a totally defensive way.
Yeah.
In very different than men's and women's
That's a
play.
good
You
shot.
see that played in the center of the sheet. Mixed doubles, they're using that on the side of the sheet to split it into the center. That was a little bit hard and split it a little deep.
But I mean, the benefit with throwing the tick on the outside there is you've got so much room to
Absolutely.
hit that the
Yeah.
guard stone. And of course, it doesn't matter whether or not your shooter rolls out. So
Yeah. We didn't see that strategy the first year of the power play. Kind of started
Played a lot to
showing
the
up at the
wing.
end.
Yeah. you would see some teams, like of course if they were down and the other team was taking their power play, you'd still see them throwing up the center guard. But
Yeah.
I agree. I think the tick shot's
Yeah.
being thrown a lot more.
We've seen that in the offensive side this weekend, putting it up the center guard, or actually just putting it right on the forefoot, because you cannot remove that stone either. You can't remove a stone till the 5th stone is played. So taking advantage of the top of the floor and then throwing up the guard with the next one. So
Salta.
So both of our games out here, our 3-4 game and our 1-2 game, are both scoreboards are 4-2 after 6 ends of play.
Yeah. Still a little freeze bump.
5 ends of play, almost finished 6th end over here. That's a really nice draw, splitting the house.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where they took, hey?
Well,
But I might have a little more weight, so.
yeah, I remember you threw one before.
360.
Yeah, and it didn't curl as much as I thought it
So-
would, hey?
Sí, pero este lado está más lento.
Brendan will want to come up and just kind of tap that back a little, I think.
Está muy bien.
Oh,
And
the
it goes
draw.
into,
Yeah,
obviously,
okay, I took middle
if he
forearm.
had the option of taking one of them out, he would, but he's not able to
Not
at
able
this
to.
point. So just looking to come down, I think, and corner freeze on the top of that one.
Absolutely.
Maybe do a little bit of a bump.
Clean. Yep.
So you're actually coaching
line.
in Sweden.
I am.
Hard
yeah.
line.
Moved to Sweden.
Yep.
So people are wondering, well, why did she stop playing with Rachel Homan?
Whoa, line's good now, whoa.
Definitely was not an easy decision,
Whoa.
that's for sure.
Imagine.
We just
Yeah.
play free.
Whoa.
But coaching has been
Whoa, 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 whoa.
been quite a challenge. Obviously, playing and coaching are two extremely different things. Completely new skills that you have to train for, and all the things that go behind the scenes that as an athlete you're sheltered
just
from.
go-
That coach takes care of it.
Yeah.
Eh,
It's a really nice freeze there by Brendan. Got a little bit of a tap. Sits for shot stone in front of it.
No, porque luego va a haber
They can't
Es moverla, Viane.
probably lose their own if they play on
se
it,
la va a
so
parar la otra.
Es moverla.
¿Por dónde vas?
they'll be really looking to score their two here. They've been forced in the previous end, so
¿Por dónde?
Por fuera.
great shot by Brendan to keep control there. It's Ian. Got a few fans in for the final today.
Algo.
Some of our youth members from the club came in to cheer. Some of the players back watching their peers
Yep.
after shopping.
It is a beautiful day outside.
Yeah,
so
it's wonderful
hard
sunny,
not
isn't it?
to want to go for a walk.
Whoa. Set.
Nice shot there by Michelle Yagi over on sheet A.
Really, really thin pick.
Fuerte.
Bueno,
That was a good shot. So just looking to jiggle
Yeah.
those rocks
Let's
around a
nose it.
little bit.
10.5.
Keep as many of your stones still in as possible, but obviously using that yellow now as a bit of a backing and
¿Eh?
si la empujas
jam
luego,
option.
he cogido 65.
And then we'll just play the open one on the other side here, staying out of any risk of banging things around.
Roll, Mikel. No, no.
Yeah.
Se queda así.
Need to make sure your shooter
Rolls
sticks
in.
here, and
Rolls in for
Important
shot stone even. It's a
Yeah.
great shot.
flying two here is pretty crucial.
That's for that with a really nice control weight. Managed the line very well.
We've seen this week the ice has been relatively straight, so it's good to throw that control weight and make sure you bring the sweeping into it.
Noticed also quite often if you throw the weight just a little bit heavy, it's very weight sensitive, whether it curls or whether it
Absolutely.
runs straight. You get it up a little and it's just not coming back for you.
No, and you can see it on the first rocks
Yeah.
when you're throwing the freeze.
Yeah.
If you're just a hair up, if you're back 8, it's just going to hang and
Yeah.
it'll stay out there. So you really have to make sure that you throw it to the
Top.
sweeper.
Yeah.
Set.
Top of the
Fuerte.
house to make your sweepers work a little.
Fuerte.
That's what they're there for.
Ransu was giving Brendan compliments on
Fuerte, que es muy baja.
earlier to say that she was making a sweeper out of it.
Fuerte. Fuerte.
Oh, I
my.
think this is over curling. Then this is that line that it either curls or it doesn't. So just got that a little on the inside maybe and over
Is there
curls.
value trying to keep my shooter?
That's a pretty big miss.
Does it matter if I keep my
No
shooter
te
in
he
the
ido una
house?
sola vez decirme que me cambiara de sitio.
The rock I throw, do we want it to stay?
That's a good question, but I think if it rolls in behind that yellow and it's a little harder for Blue to get rid of the yellow when he's got his own helpful
That's what
jammer
I
at
was
the back,
thinking,
unless he
but-
rolls to the open side and leaves something to freeze to. So
Yeah, exactly. I
Right
think
now
he's
they're-
probably afraid that
They
he's
got
just
some
going
work to do
to
to
leave
count that
more.
top blue one.
more miss.
Yeah, you don't really need to have a lot of your rocks
Give me
in play
center
right
of the
now.
rock if
Yeah,
we
they
know
are
that
up
we
to.
know that-
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably better just to kind of get rid of that backing there and leave as few rocks for
Certainly pick out the back yellow one as well. Yeah. And he does stick. But he's a little out of the way, so I think that's not in any risk position at the moment. And,
no, definitely not. I think probably the worst
decision.
situation would be if he rolled and hit.
Overrolled to the back and bite the back of the forefoot there and left a little pocket for blue to freeze one in there.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
That would have been the big risk, yeah. So,
anywhere
good discussion.
outside was good.
Yeah. So we're joined on the ice there, cameraman Christian Leibrant today. Lawrence on the control booth. Great teamwork between the two.
A lot of work that goes into it.
And that's our Bob Bomas. He's an umpire this weekend. He's just come back from Finland. He was one of the game umpires for the World Junior B. The Dutch junior team there participating as well. Proved the record from last year. 4 wins. Pretty happy with that. Their goal was to qualify for the playoffs. Unfortunately, their draw shot kept them out of that opportunity. But
you hate to see when that happens.
Yeah, came down to a tie with 3 teams with the same record, and all had each beat each other. So unfortunately, New Zealand advanced forward due to draw shots, and but pretty satisfied with their 2 solid wins at the end of the tournament. So congratulations to them. Ratsu's brother, who generally plays with her with mixed doubles, he's not here this weekend. Coach Brendan stepping up. Gonzalez played for Spain for the juniors and qualified for the playoffs and made the semifinal. And unfortunately finished 4th, but a really great week they had up there. Young team. He has a lot of experience, but his teammates not, so congratulations to them. It's a really nice shot. Doing a nice roll inside there, and Brendan will just look at doubling those off, eh?
Bien. Tiene fácil.
Yeah, it's probably better that he takes a bit of time off. They've got their national championship next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a few exams to fix up on and get some school studies done.
As long as you hit that
can be hard from jumping one event to the next.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you pick up some bad habits that you wouldn't pick up otherwise.
Yeah, having played with some different people, and they'll have a few training days before they get started. And Ratsu looking to play the double here.
We're only taking 1. Sorry.
A bit of a rough break there.
Yeah, a little bit full on that. So Spain will have a hit for 2. They'll want to need to hit and stay here.
That's okay. That's okay.
Got a little bit of room to roll. Need to keep it in the rings. Full 12 foot.
It's good.
It's a nice shot by Mikhail to stay in there for second shot. Put that blue one in the line there. Force the double. Last stone from the end. N7. Championship final.
Va abiertísima, Ollane.
Mal otra vez.
Yana.
Oh, she does not look pleased. Neither does he.
This is rolling out.
Oh my.
Just got a little bit loose on that out turn, and that seems to be the turn that gets her every once in a while, and throws it a little bit full. In this ice, it just doesn't come back for you.
And it was quite a bit of weight. I probably would have
thrown a nice control tap there. So that is only a score of 1 for Spain. Bacha Garcia will keep the hammer.
Yep.
And we're going to see the power play now in a defensive role. When Spain called it, it was for an offensive reason. They wanted to score.
we'll probably see a center guard going up here.
So a great opportunity to see the two styles of play and how you manage a power play. As we told you last end, a power play can be called only once per team. Spain has already used their power play. Brendan and Nansu choosing to save it for their last end here. And I think that was a game plan strategy before they started. If they were up points, they would save it, use it on their last end. And here they are.
Even though the power play has been out for a few years now, it's you still see some teams sometimes forgetting that they have it.
Yeah.
So you think, I wonder why they're not taking it now. And then after the game, they're, oh, damn.
I could have done that. Yeah.
Oops.
There's a couple pros and cons about the power play. The teams haven't played to the outside, so the ice is a little different. You got to really pay attention to what's out there and why you go out there, and how much it's different than the rest of the sheet you've been playing.
This one, I think,
Each team does have a 5-minute practice before the game starts, and they will have thrown some stones out there to see how their ice does run. So it's not completely unknown, but it hasn't been played very often during the game. So you have to keep it in the memory banks.
Looking for a tick here.
Yep, looking pretty good. Got a good speed on that.
Very good.
Great shot.
And I'm a little surprised he didn't try sweeping that a little harder.
I am too.
You could have 2 sweepers on that, pushing that back, and that would have been good to go across the top. Until the tee line?
Till the tee line.
Yeah, 1 behind the tee line, but from the top back, they could have had 2. In Canada, you can only have 1 sweeper on a tick shot, but in Europe, World Curling Federation rules, you can have 2.
Yep.
A little bit of difference. You find that sometimes you go to Canada to play and everybody goes, you can't have 2, and then, oh shoot.
Sorry.
And in Europe, Canadians go, oh, I could have had 2. Yeah. Either way.
That's why you normally see people standing at the far hog line waiting until the rock gets a little bit closer and being in the ready position to sweep that rock as far as they can.
Not all skips are the best sweepers, so...
See the front enders go down there.
Yeah.
Nothing against skip sweeping, you know. Brendan's been doing a good job.
Yeah, he has, yeah. He's been getting compliments, high-fived even. So this is the 5th stone, so this can now be played a takeout, so he'll just be playing appeal here.
Yeah, is there a jam over on the side?
A jam?
My shooter. No. Okay. Put my in.
Well, no.
Give me a little bit of ice.
Pretty simple.
Have to hit that relatively thick in order
to get any kind of jam.
Yeah.
If they got a little bit on the top of the yellow, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And there's no jam.
No, you can see hit that one pretty
really thick.
Yeah. Still didn't catch it.
So Spain's going to come down, I think, and throw a guard here. Try and set up something so they can get behind it. Another shot. Gavin Spain would be tempted to come over and freeze on that yellow one over there. They're going to need to force some play. It's only 5 stones delivered in the mixed double, so...
¿Adentro? No.
Está bien ahí.
Está bien. Muy bien.
What's next on your agenda, Allison?
This one will
I am home for 2 days, and then I am flying up to northern Sweden, Östersund, where the World Mixed Doubles will and seniors are this year. Spending a day and working with their academy over there, and then taking a course up there, and then I'm over to Hernasan to work with their curling academy, and then I'm home.
Then you get to go home.
It's been a busy month, but
Life of a coach, on the road a lot.
yeah.
Some great development ahead of you.
February's pretty open though, since the Olympics. No events really take place at the same time.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
kind of
true.
takes a pause. So
For the boys,
plan on
it's
watching a lot of
lot of curling?
Olympic. Yes. Timing
you-
isn't
you can-
super great though, with the 6-hour time difference for us.
so it's kind of double game watching for you. You get to watch your old teammates
Yes.
with the women's, and you get to cheer for your husband together with
Yes.
Nicolas Sedin. Not husband yet, but
well,
Poquito más
you know,
que igual, pero-
it's close
Yeah.
enough. Frederick,
Ni tocar, ni tocar.
the reason you're no longer in Canada,
yes,
the coach for Nicolas
he is
Sedin,
the cause.
that's a good cause.
Nada, nada.
A good guy.
I'm not sure a lot of Canadians would agree with that.
Well,
I think he's gotten quite a bit of feedback. But, it would have been incredible to go and watch, but it is just
pretty unaffordable.
very expensive to go over there, so for me it was hard to justify. But,
Watch the side one.
oh yeah, being able to cheer on Rach and the girls, and then, great
And
shot.
also support Frederick and the team. So
Yeah, a double whammy would have been
Yeah.
fantastic. But,
it would have been great to have been there. Dutch boys just missed that out
Throw out
and
of the three of those that I actually
didn't quite
liked,
bring the
but
level of performance we
guess they
needed to
ended on a
have
good
at the
note.
Olympic trials. But you know, at such a young age to actually achieve that Olympic trials and
to get there in the first place, and
it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it was a long-term goal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not quite achieved, but
Métela,
we were
métela
at
ahí.
the Worlds last year in
yeah,
Edmonton.
going
so
back to the Worlds this year, we
Yeah.
will be in
Yeah.
Vegas. So
with your intern.
that in itself
It's
is
going to be
great
remember the
opportunity.
great
at the end
accomplishment.
of the game
Yeah.
before
two of the
it's
teams
coming out.
are only 19, so
I saw that
not a
on
lot
the
of people played at the World
when
Men's
they were
Championships
drawing.
at 19 years old, 18 years old. So
Not
No.
a ton, just maybe
they'll have a lot of
14.
Worlds ahead of them.
If you give me like a 4 even, I
And
don't
if all
think we're
keeps
gonna
going
make
well, some Olympics too.
Yep. I think the average age for the Olympics is 30,
31, I heard.
something like that. So they've got some time.
So we got some time to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
it. I'm just saying if
When you're an athlete, you don't quite recognize that at the moment, though.
No, you just want to win right then
Pretty
and there.
disappointed, yeah.
I was
Put a lot
fine
of work
with
in,
either.
a lot of growth in the team this year, so it's really exciting.
Un poquito justita.
Segura línea.
Netherlands is starting to get behind them. People are starting to understand the sport a little more and a little more exposure, so that's been really positive and really encouraging.
Haz que caiga.
I have the blue one, if it bounces, I'll sweep it.
Tiene que caer, Mikel.
It's great to see them so committed to get this level of curling here in the Netherlands.
Tiene que
Absolutely.
caer.
Well, that's a good shot. Just a hair more curl.
Would have been ideal.
Would have been
Perfect
ideal.
weight.
Yeah.
Really
But it
perfect
should be
weight.
mostly open.
No
Uh,
había forma de que cayera más. Bueno.
really good try.
So last stone at the end here. Unatsu is going to have to just remove that. And we have handshakes over there
If you
on
wanna
sheet
wait until they drag all
after
the
7 ends of play.
Nos deja luego por
And to see if I can get a result on that and who won.
Está pensando Sidro.
Yeah, I think this will move a little for you. Remember those inside?
Tiene
Oh,
máquina,
yeah.
Michelle.
Unless you just touch the blue
Tap.
one. Like, I think if you hit a quarter of it, we're still fine.
So Sven Michel and Michelle Yagi taking third
It
on
might have even been in our first game against Hungary on this sheet.
Yeah.
Those curled
the game against Norway.
Yeah.
Norway would be a little disappointed in
this,
that,
let's
but
go.
I know they've been working on a few different technical things and tactical things, preparing for the Olympics. So they'll take another look at some of the things they've been working on and fine tune. They've got the opportunity to play a lot of really good competitive games this weekend, so they should be happy with that.
A lot of really good teams here. Great training.
Yeah, good world champions, many world champions, and great shot by Ransu, removing all the stones in play. She did not have to stay. That'll be handshakes on our final. Congratulations, Brendan Botcher, Ransu, and there's big hugs. Congratulations, Spain, and kisses for
The way you were yelling, I thought
first
we were
and
close.
second out there.
Yep.
We got bye by loss.
It's going to be a pretty exciting championship, I think, for them next week.
Absolutely. These two, Ransu will be meeting them in the Spanish Championships next week, so really exciting. So thanks, Alison, for joining me for the last little bit of this
No
broadcast. And
Thanks for having me.
from all of us here at Dutch Masters World Curling Tour event 2018 championship final. Ratsu Garcia and Brendan Botcher defeating Ortega and Uana from Spain. Sven Michel and Michelle Yaiki taking third. It's been a really great event. Thanks to all our volunteers. Thanks to World Curling Tour, Curling Zone for all the live update scoring. Crew, ice crew here at Kimberly at Curling Band Zoetermeer. Thank you very much for all the support and teamwork with Carlo Glasberg, our director. We wish all the teams a safe trip home. Good curling, good sportsmanship. Look forward to welcoming you back at the Dutch Masters Curling Mixed Doubles next year. Follow the websites live. Contact the Curling Band or Carlo on tour, and find out from when the date is next year and get signed up early. There's always a waiting list here at this event, like most World Curling Tour events. So don't miss your spot if you want to join world champions and Olympians on the ice. Come on back. See you next year. That's Lawrence and Cherry saying goodbye.